meeting of the Abia State APC, as we always know, and authentic APC. When we say authentic APC, what we mean is that the foundation members of APC in Abia State, and from the ward and local government, if you go to INEC, all these persons behind you who are the local government chairmen, they are the ones recognized by INEC as the duly elected members, officers of the party at the various local governments and wards by INEC. So this is the authentic APC in Abia State, and it means that we just had our meeting, and the fallout of that meeting, which we just had now, is that there are some key decisions or resolutions passed by the body, and I think it is proper we communicate this to the press. One is that Abia State APC is still standing on our resolve and still resolve that nothing will deter the party from taking over power from the failed PDP government in the state come 2023 general election. To this end, secondly, the persons you're seeing here, the leaders you're seeing here, and others whom I will also read out, mention their names, who are the founding members of APC Abia State, and stakeholders, including the state working committee members, the entire state local government chairman, 17 LGA chairman, has resolved that we stand by our candidates that emerged from the recently concluded May 26th governorship primaries that was conducted here in the states by direct primaries as directed by the National Working Committee of the party. Oh, yes. And which primaries was duly observed by INEC and certified true copies all made available by INEC, and INEC having subsequently directed the party at the national that the duly recognized candidate emerging from the primaries they monitored in the state, who is the person of Dr. Uchechukwu Sampson Ogah. We stand by that. We are not shifting grounds, and the party cannot shift grounds, and we are very bold to state that the founding members and stakeholders and the entire party structure in the state stand by the outcome of that primaries. Thirdly, we are not unaware of the fact that an event took place a fortnight ago at Ntalaku, where it was rumored that there was a harmonization that was purportedly initiated or being carried out or was carried out. The party in the state, as we have constituted, states categorically that what took place at Ntalaku is a mere ruse, sham, and that the event at Ntalaku has no representation of APC Abia State. does not in any way represent APC Abia State. No structure, recognized executive from the ward and local government and the state working committee of the party, none participated in that rules. And none will ever participate in any subsequent, assuming there is to be, but I know that that will be the end. The entire party totally dissociate ourselves from that. We have nothing to do with that. Whatever took place there is a nullity, is a sham, and is of no effect and of no moment. That is the message we have for the press, and these are our resolutions which we want you to carry on and know that APC Abia State is still intact. We want to bring to your notice that before you were here, that the leaders of APC in Abia State, when I say the authentic founding members of APC, I don't know if you are aware that the documents that gave birth to the formation of APC in this country was signed by our own able Right Honorable Stanley Ohazroka. If you are not aware, let me bring it to your notice that he was one of the persons that signed the constitution that gave birth to APC in 2013. So, and very other respected leaders of the party in the state. Aside the ones you are seeing here, you know the leaders, you know our able and one and only. There are no two Uche of Ibeku in Abia State. Able BBR is a very strong foundation member and a BOT member. You know him very well. And I don't need to introduce our former Chief Justice of the state. He's not the person that he introduced again. He's every year. Our former honorable member at the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Nanambu, is ably represented here. And you have also the former Deputy National Woman Leader. You also have Senator Kechi Nwogo. You also have one of our leaders, Marshal Wokocha. You also have a former national ex-official member, Honorable Nduka Anyanwu. You also know, of course, you should know him, our own able Pedro Madekwe. He ably took, he said, participated in the meeting. He ably asked me to make sure that I announce his presence, even though by representation, I should announce his presence, that is part of all that took place. Somebody like our own able Federal Commissioner, Dr. Maruku Kebu ably sent apologies. I'm reading out now those that sent apologies to say that yes, they are very much in line with these resolutions. You have our own we have our own Henry Obunogu, the Federal Commissioner representing Abia State and the Federal Character Commission is ably there too. So all these persons, you know, also have Dr. Eji Koji, who is on a national assignment at Yola. Dr. Eji Koji, you know, and very many more of whom I may not begin to read out their names. These are the strong leaders of the party, the founding members of the party, who are bent on ensuring that come 2023 that APC, as we are marching, take over the government house in Abia State. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me state Honorable Goldie on behalf of our great party APC in Abia State that the foundation of our party APC is still very much intact, and that we are here to represent that ideology that precipitated the formation of this very great party. We have also avowed our intention not to allow this party to be domesticated by one individual, that this party cannot be domiciled in the home of one individual in Abia State, and that will be resisted unequivocally. It will not happen. We also want to reiterate that it is our fervent belief and trust that our party APC is a believer in justice and equity, and that this party will abide by its own guidelines, as to the effect that this party had already gravitated towards writing an authentic letter to the members of the political party to embark on a direct primaries by APC in Abia State, and which was obeyed by all members of APC at the various wards. They went there, conducted the direct primaries, and a leader, a winner, emerged from that primaries. And that primaries was also observed by INEC, as it were, lawfully observed as enshrined in the Electoral Act. Let me also state unequivocally that at no time did APC conduct any ad hoc election to elect delegates for the purposes of governorship primaries. I said, and I repeat, at no time did APC conduct primaries for the purposes of electing delegates for the purpose of indirect primaries in Abia State. Because if anybody is claiming to have participated in an indirect primaries, of course, you all pressmen, I do not know if you actually observed anywhere in Abia State where an election was conducted for the purposes of electing ad hoc delegates for that purpose. So there was none. And no such election was also observed by INEC. So you can conduct your due diligence by going to INEC for that purpose. So to that effect, therefore, no one can claim in Abia State that there was an authentic election to elect any governorship candidate in Abia State through any indirect primaries, because there cannot be any indirect primaries without delegates. And if there are no delegates elections to select people for the purposes of electing that candidate, of course, it is of no effect. And it is in that wisdom that necessitated the party to write to INEC to conduct direct primaries. Direct primaries is a situation where all members of the parties will now participate in electing a governorship candidate at the ward level that will now dovetail to the local government levels, and then elections collated at the state level. That was what the party did, and this authentic body that you see here abide by that authentication to authenticate what the party had directed it to do, and we abide by the decision, the result of that activity. We disassociate ourselves in all this entirety by any purported meeting or scheme by any individual or group of individuals for the purposes of saying reconciliation. You cannot reconcile unless people want to reconcile and engage in reconciliation with themselves. There is nothing to reconcile here. Rather, we urge people who are trying to go against the directive of the party and guidelines of the party to come and join this authentic group towards ensuring victory for our party in Abia State, as it were. I want to clarify that point and ensure that we work together. We are asking them to come and join us to ensure that we bring about victory for our people, our teaming supporters, the teaming people of Abia State who are yearning for change, who are looking forward to a new lease of life in Abia State, who have remained so comatose. The economic situation in Abia State is so dire that people are looking for leadership. And it is this authentic group that will bring about that needed leadership to bring about the change we seek in Abia State. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I think I will need some clarifications. One, apart from the governorship, is there any other contention in terms of your list of candidates in other positions, or do you agree with those other guys in the other divide?
No, we do not have any contention.
What I mean, apart from the governorship, that we have two persons who are claiming their right to that ticket. This group or this other authentic party structure, do you have your own list of candidates for senatorial candidates, for instance, House of Reps and all that, just like these other ones have their own? Or the only point of disagreement, is it just on governorship? That's one. Two, I would like to know the relationship of this authentic group with your party leadership in Abuja, because from the much we know so far, because from time to time they will also make their claims that they are the only people that Abuja is relating with. So your chairman, do you also attend meetings in Abuja? Does Abuja relate with you, so that we know actually how to go from here?
Let me butt in there. Of course, issues concerning candidates at other levels rest with the candidates. We cannot here tell you whom the INEC or the party has nominated for those positions. The process is still on. You may say it is one individual, and at the end of the day, the person is challenging it in court. So I want us to leave that to the individual candidates to go to INEC to find out whom the party has so nominated, as it were. Yes. So, secondly, you asked the question about the party who.
Yes.
Some persons who are claiming to be the governorship candidates in the party, you are aware that there is a court judgment that also stipulates that he was suspended by the party, a matter which is currently before a court of competent jurisdiction. And you know that issues concerning the leadership of the party in the state is currently before the court of competent jurisdiction in Abia State. Therefore, we don't want to delve into a matter that it will be sub judice for us to begin to talk about.
Yes, I only wanted to know the kind of relationship that